You did it. You actually did it.
I knew you could do it, Professor. Our shade friend here looks pretty pleased.
This liquid, it has a most mysterious glow. I wonder what type of dye they used. And yet, this scent, it smells oddly familiar. Perhaps I smelled it when arriving in this town. No, I believe I smelled this scent before that even. Mistress! Wah!
Did you just pee yourself? I hear bubbling. What's wrong?
There's quite a bit of commotion coming from the entrance of that room. I believe there's something may have happened. Quickly, Miss Fay.
Right! Excuse me?
What gives? Could you please not scare me like that?
I just said excuse me, seriously.
Our apologies. There seems to be a great many of you gathered here. Has something happened inside? Something did happen. Oh, I can't even think about it. It's just so horrible.
So, what is this horrible thing that happened?
The mistress, the great witch, she's gone!
What?
Gone?
Great Witch's room. Let's intrude in there. And every other freaking shade intrude too, since they disappeared. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the hell?
Oh, mistress, I knew something was destined to happen. I felt a premonition most disturbing. Oh, how did this happen? I saw no one enter or leave this room. The entrance to the room was sealed shut. Where could she have gone?
You are huge. That is blood. A lot of blood. This place definitely screams something serious just went down, doesn't it?
It certainly seems so, Miss Fay. Unfortunately, the culprit seems to have disappeared.
Well, even though it's not a good time to do it. There are 3 hint coins here, okay. Let's see. Let's take a look around, shall we? Where the heck are the hint coins at? Stop that. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3, okay. Got our hint coins, now we can start the investigation.
The curtain hanging from this wall appears to have suffered a single tear down from the middle.
Wait, Professor! Let me check! Alright, it's clear. No one's hiding behind the curtain.
This red liquid managed to get sprayed throughout quite a bit of the room.
From the looks of this place, the Great Witch definitely has her hands full, but what happened? Still looks like blood to me, but I have no idea. You! Are you the big one?
That's...
Whoa! No kidding, Professor! I'm trying to do a British accent with Maya, that's wrong.
It would seem the shades made quite the mess searching for the Great Witch. Let us inquire with everyone in the room to get a better understanding of the situation at hand.
Right! How about we start with that shade right over there?
A good suggestion, Miss Fay.
The huge one? Excuse me, do you think we could ask you a couple of questions? No, not the huge one.
Sure. What is it? It's not like I'm busy or anything. Could you perhaps describe to us what you saw when you entered the room? Yes. We all heard the sound, what sounded like a fight happening on the other side of the door. No matter how many times we called out to the mistress, there was no reply. We thought something might have happened to the mistress, so we forced the door open. But when we got inside, she was nowhere to be found.
You say she was nowhere to be found, and was the door closed the whole time?
Yes, it was most certainly closed, but somehow the mistress managed to disappear.
So let me get this straight. She disappeared from a sealed room, and then the room was found in a big mess. Professor, you know what this means, right? This means magic must be behind it.
This is quite the peculiar situation. The Great Witch mentioned having to meet with a visitor. Do you happen to know if that visitor was in this room? A visitor? I faintly remember a visitor. I do remember hearing another voice. To be honest, I didn't actually see them. And there are no other exits present in this room, is that correct? Correct. This main door is the only one.
Okay, so the Great Witch and her visitor both disappeared from the room. And even with all these shades around, no one saw a single person enter or leave the room.
Or perhaps, Miss Fay, this visitor simply managed to stay incognito during the ensuing commotion.
Yeah, I think that too. I think it's that big guy.
That is one possibility.
Huh? What do you mean, Professor?
No one had seen the visitor prior to the incident, so even if that person was seen in this room, clearly no one would have realized it was them.
But wouldn't an outsider stick out like a sore thumb here? All of the shades are dressed the same.
Indeed, any outsider would certainly stand out. I imagine the shades would be quick to apprehend them, like us. However, what if this person were to disguise themselves as a shade themselves?
Oh, you could be right. Maybe they disguised themselves as a shade right before the others came into the room.
Precisely. The rather disheveled appearance of this room would immediately draw one's attention, thus providing the perfect distraction for the culprit to hide.
Okay, so where's this visitor now?
No one has left this room since we entered. Therefore, he or she must still be in this very room.
Alright then, let's hurry up and catch him.
In order to do that, we must question everyone currently present in the room and gather some information. What do you mean? My apologies for troubling you once again. Could you please gather everyone together who entered the room? Yes, right away.
Alright, it's puzzle time, and you know what that means. It's time to do another WHODUNIT. Yep, WHODUNIT! Oh, yeah, I kind of called that name. 5 shades entered the room. It is unknown who entered first.
Touch the letters A through E on the touchscreen to see each of the shade's comments. Listen carefully and work out the order that they all entered the room. The first shade that entered the room is the culprit. Shades A through E are listed on the touchscreen below. Touch each of them to view their accounts of when they entered the room. Touch the pieces on the touchscreen below and slide the stylus to move them about. Lift the stylus from the screen to release a piece and swap it. Touch submit when you think you have the answer. Wait, what? I don't get it, but whatever. 'Cause why do I have to... Oh, wait. How... One of the small ones came first. My robes were stained with this red liquid as I was carrying it. Wait, let me just go through the order. Those whose robes were stained with colored liquid were somewhere in front of me, front and behind me, so you're in the middle somewhere. Meanwhile, he who stood ahead of me did not resemble me in size nor stature. There was already someone in front of me when I arrived. A little one trailed behind me. My robes were stained with this red liquid as I was carrying out my given task. It is unrelated. I was last to arrive. One of the small ones came third. Alright, so let me figure this out, shall we?
I've already seen the answer.
Alright.
Joy of solving puzzles.
Yeah. Whatever you say. WHODUNIT. So I was right. The big one was the first and was the one that did it because they were the most suspicious one. Alright. Great. Solid detective work. It turned out the larger shade was the culprit all along. Didn't I call that?
It will appear you are not quite the same as the other shades present in this room. The one who was in this room with the Great Witch was you, was it not?
I feel like I've heard that voice before.
Impressive work, Sir Top Hat.
Whoa!
Well, what are you doing here?
Whoa!
The Great Witch's visitor was in fact you, Inquisitor Barnum.
Whoa! 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 Okay. Well, that's rather... I'm definitely confused.
I have to say, that logic of yours is still as keen as ever, Sir Top Hat.
Logic coupled with careful, precise thinking can topple any mystery. So tell us, what exactly are you doing here in this place?
That's what I'd like to know.
I might ask the same of the two of you.
Well, one is supposed to be dead, the other is supposed to be made out of gold, so no, I think I should be asking you, since you're supposed to be an Inquisitor, that, yeah. This is just weird.
How can it be that both of you are still alive?
Let me just look over this way. Yep. Let me just look over this way.
You were turned into a gold statue, and was she not sent to the flames as a witch?
Well, how the heck did you get here? Because I think Phoenix figured out how to get to here or something.
Hey, I am not a witch.
Yeah, and you kind of said you felt bad for it, so what the hell? What the hell?
This must be the Great Witch's handiwork as well.
What? No way. Inquisitor Barnum? Did you kill the Great Witch?
What on earth are you talking about? I remember doing no such thing.
You wretched liar. What have you done with the mistress?
Spare me. The condition of this unkempt room is but the result of its equally unkempt master.
Insolence! None shall speak ill of the mistress!
Please stay calm. Inquisitor Barnum, please tell us the state in which you found this room. Tell us what happened here.
Yeah, with lag and all.
It would seem the presence of an Inquisitor has fouled the atmosphere with the stench of distrust.
A little bit.
Very well. I will tell you what I know.
Because, I mean, why were you disguised, too? I did not think the situation would devolve to such a state. I only came seeking the one that could cast some light on the doubts that plague my mind. And just who is this mysterious one? You cannot say. Very well. Please continue, Inquisitor. Oh, come on! That's not right. I followed them and was led here to this strange forest. That is why I was here. I was aiming to put a stop to whatever plan the Great Witch was attempting to concoct. So you disguised yourself in their robes and made your way here to this room in hopes of foiling her plans. All those who doubt the storyteller and speak ill of his word are a threat to all of Labyrinthia and its citizens. Of course, that the witch refused to speak with me, and as I reached for my sword, I lost consciousness. Perhaps it was one of her detestable magic spells.
Magic? Lies. Your words are nothing but lies.
I am true to my word. That was what happened before you forced that door open. That is why I lost sight of the Great Witch and was left stranded in this room. I attempted to make my escape a quick one, in order to avoid any unnecessary confrontations. If you lost consciousness, then you did not see the Great Witch disappear. Is that correct? Regrettably so.
Liar. You did it. Because of you, the Great Witch is...
How many times must you accuse me? A court knight is always true to his word. Wait! Then how do you explain all this blood everywhere? Actually, I do not believe this is blood. What?
I did not draw my sword. No blood should have been spilt.
Well then, what is it? Blood-colored Kool-Aid? What, are we trying to decorate for Halloween or something? Halloween probably passed by the time this goes up, so...
It could be that strange liquid we saw the shades brewing earlier.
Oh, I think you're right. It sure smells like it.
Perhaps one of these jars containing the liquid was knocked over during the struggle. The liquid must have splattered into the room of the middle of the room, thus creating the scene now we see before us.
I see. Now that you mention it, it does look like there's a broken jar on the floor over there.
But can there really have been no other way for the Great Witch to have escaped? According to the shades, there is not. There is no... Then is the answer not clear? She must have used magic to disappear. Not quite. The only magic is not the only method through which one can exit a locked room.
Hey, are you saying this whole thing is like one giant puzzle, Professor?
She managed to disappear out of a locked room with no apparent exits? What other method could there be? Regardless, we must search for the room thoroughly for any clues.
You got it, Professor. I'm positive there's a clue or two lying around here somewhere.
Indeed, Miss Fay. Shall we begin? Inquisitor Barnum was most helpful. Let us not squander this chance and explore the room while we can.
It would be funny if the throne had like, or the chair, whatever you want to call it, had like one of those devices that sunk down to the ground and then come back up as just a blank or as a empty chair.
Oh, what could this be?
Did you find something, Professor?
Miss Fay, please come and take a look at this.
It's a throne.
This throne does not appear to have any of the red liquid on it.
Sure looks that way.
However, if we just move this to the side... Oh, there's blood or liquid, whatever you want to call it, below it.
Ah! Or behind it, I should say. Ah! It must have gotten shoved here during Inquisitor Barnum's mad struggle. But what does this mean?
This throne does not have a single drop of the red liquid on it, yet the wall behind it does. Why do you think that is?
Well, because the throne was in a different spot when Inquisitor Barnum was having the fight of his life, right?
Very sound reasoning, Miss Fay. And who do you think could have moved it?
Well, it must have been Inquisitor Barnum when he was battling it out tooth and nail.
'Twas not a battle fought with either teeth or nails. I have no recollection of moving this throne at any stage. In other words, the only one who could have moved this throne was the Great Witch herself. And I believe moving this throne is in some way connected to what she did next.
What she did next? Oh, you mean her little disappearing act?
Humph, wielding that logic you love so much. But remember, this is the Great Witch we are discussing. She could have easily used a magic spell to disappear.
Lies. The mistress's disappearance is your doing. You will return her at once. Please, bring her back to us. Grr, you detestable knight. We won't forget this.
Hold on a second. Whoa. Where did you guys get those weapons?
Oh, weapons?
Tell us what really happened here. Tell us. There is nowhere for you to run.
Uh-oh. This is not good. Inquisitor Barnum looks ready to rip them to shreds.
Ha!
Ah! Yeah, that was probably not the best thing to do. Shades.
Listen well, servants of the Great Witch. If you seek the truth, you must find it yourselves.
Gah.
Whoa. No wonder Inquisitor Barnum is so famous around town. He truly is an incredible knight.
I cannot waste any more time here. I must make haste and return to protect the storyteller, Sir Top Hat. 'Twas a pleasure crossing swords with you once again. An honor, Inquisitor Barnum. Miss Fay,
Yeah?
your courageous acts of bravery are worthy of my respect and admiration.
Courageous and acts of bravery?
Humph. That is all for now. Until next time, farewell!
That pose I did was more for Layton. That would be doing that or whatever, but whatever. He's gone.
Perhaps the good Inquisitor has anticipated the Great Witch making another appearance. He must have thought it's more important to work out her next move, rather than dwell on how she disappeared. Inquisitor Barnum is set on ensuring the storyteller's safety and continuing the fight against the witches. He is quite determined to stay true to his responsibility as an Inquisitor. Miss Fay, let us have one more good look around the room.
Right. Let's find us some clues.
We are certain to find something that can solve the mystery of how the Great Witch managed to seemingly disappear. Let's continue our investigation.
Alright, well it looks like the only thing left to really do is check this chandelier. Hey, Professor, take a look at the wall where the chair was. Doesn't it look like that wall could be a door leading to a secret passage? Wait, what? Oh, that wasn't the chandelier I was looking at. That was that.
As I suspected, it would seem the Great Witch did not really disappear into thin air. Although it is still unknown by what she was able to make Inquisitor Barnum lose consciousness, we can assume she took advantage of the situation and escaped through this secret passage.
But Professor, even if we go after her now, do you think we'd catch her? What should we do?
I believe she intended for us to discover this secret passage. It would seem she has us right in the palm of her hand. However, if we are to discover the truth, we must continue forward.
You said it! Alright, let's get going, Professor. Well, and that's the end of the chapter. I've been doing this for about 5 hours, so this should last me for at least a little over a week, if not more. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. And as you can tell, it looks like we are not going to do any courtroom shenanigans next time. We'll be continuing more investigating. Yeah, because I don't think a door behind the chandelier, a secret door, will lead into a courtroom. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed. And hopefully I can get out the next episode, or next part, the following day. I don't know. I'll try my best, but otherwise, no promises. Seems like whenever I post the last part, it usually takes at least a day to get, like, the following day is nothing, and then the next day, something happens, but this last time, I just haven't had time to do this. I mean, this took about 5 hours to do, so just imagine that. Just imagine that. Having to have 5 hours to go through everything, because I don't like, as you all know, I don't like stopping in the middle of a story or something, and then going on like another week later or another few days later, because then it's like, ooh, what happened last time? So, yeah, that's explaining why, and since this is the last part for this chapter, it'll explain things so people aren't like,
Put up the next part, Luke.
because it gets a little annoying when I see those kind of comments, and it's like, I take 5 hours of my time. You all have 30 minutes. It's kind of hard unless I have... It's kind of hard to do 5-hour sessions, but I'm try to do them when I can, so yeah. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed, and I will catch you all in the next part. Have a great day.